You should not rely on Angie's or HomeAdvisor in the year of 2026. They are all the same company selling you the garbage leads. I'm going to break this down. My name is Munir. If you don't know who I am, I run Vixel Studio, a local service marketing agency. We've generated over $12 million in client revenue. We've had over 100 plus clients easily. I'm here to teach you everything I know so that you can make more money in your business. And then maybe one day, if it makes sense, we'll work together to scale your company like all these case studies right here. So let's get right into it. So here are the things that it's not obvious when you work with AngiesList. So the first thing is your lead goes to 3 to 6 of your own direct competitors. So what happens is a customer who may want a kitchen or a home remodel fills out the form on AngiesList. So they may search something like kitchen remodeling company near me, and then they will select a link from AngiesList, and then they're gonna see a form like this. They're gonna put in their own information. So after they put in their own information, that information is sold to anywhere from 3 to 6 contractors who could do the job right away. And from the beginning, you are competing immediately before you even get a chance to talk to this prospect. So what happens is the prospect gets bombarded with calls that they were not expecting because the customer just put in the information just to see what the options are. They weren't even ready to buy yet. And after that, they just get super confused and frustrated on both sides. The customer just wanted to see their options. They weren't ready to buy, and they're getting bombarded by calls. And these guys are calling them, asking them oh, when you want to start, and they're not giving them the date to start. So as you can tell, people are not ready to be called, and that's why only 1 in 7 leads on AngiesList even answer, because the customers were just browsing, doing research. They're just sitting on the couch and they just clicked on an ad. They didn't know that their info would be sold to 6 contractors. So if you do want to do it, you have to call these leads immediately. If you don't call within 5 minutes, you basically lost because someone out of the 6 probably already called them by this point. So even if you're the best remodeler in your city, you will lose because you were slow and you didn't call fast enough. Another thing is that you have to take into account the price. If you do want to do AngiesList, you have to know how much you're paying and how much you're getting in return. So the platform sets a wrong expectation. They say you will get quotes and compare, but really, usually the buyers on AngiesList are looking for the cheapest price. So because the customer is usually looking for the cheapest price, it forces you to underprice because you're competing again with 5 other contractors. So you're competing with a guy with a tool belt, living in his mom's basement, has no expenses, and is ready to do the whole thing for half the cost just by himself. So AngiesList might make sense when you are brand new and you need some type of work just to get your foundation started. You can treat it as a temporary way to get jobs, for 3 to 6 months max. If you are tracking the return on investment, meaning that you know 100% that for all the money that you put in, you are making more money out. If you always make that fact true, that you always get more out than what you put in, you can keep doing it. It's fine. And you are simultaneously building your Google Maps presence and your own marketing, which we're going to talk in a second. So if you do want to do AngiesList, here are the things you have to track. You have to track how much money you actually spend on the platform, how many leads did you get, how many of those leads actually answered and turned into a conversation, how many of those became estimates, and how many of those actually closed. You may see that you need to spend maybe $5,000 just to get one closed job because many people may get estimates, but they're not ready to commit and spend right away. So you may have to spend a lot just to get one closed deal. So here is what I always recommend people do instead, and that is to own your own marketing. Now, what does that mean? What that means is you could get leads from Google Maps because people search for a kitchen remodeler near me and they see the name of your company director. What this means is getting leads from Google Maps, meaning that someone searched for a kitchen remodeler near me, they see the name of your company, they see your work, and you end up getting the deal. And getting found on Google Maps can absolutely change your business and your life. So the first step I would recommend is getting an actual professional website. Don't just use a random page builder and just make it one page and that's it. If people are spending a lot of money with you, you want to make sure that your website has the same quality that you deliver. People are going to make judgments about your website, whether you like it or not. If it looks very bad and crappy, they're also going to assume that you are an amateur and your work is crappy as well, when that very much may not be the case. So I always recommend getting a WordPress website hosted on a platform called SiteGround. I always recommend having professional photos of your work, of your team, of your trucks. Have separate service pages. I have a whole guide about this, but basically you want to make a dedicated page for every service. So if you do kitchens, bathrooms, sunrooms, home additions, you want to make sure you have a dedicated page for each one, and ideally each page has photos of that work. You also want to make sure that it's mobile optimized, meaning anyone on their phone, which is most people who scroll on the phone on your website, can see it properly. And this is an investment because it can work for you for years. You're not just spending $5K on leads, which may or may not turn out. This is an investment in your business and it will continue to work for years. If you add on more marketing in your business, it'll always benefit you in the long run. Then what I recommend is to start slowly investing into local SEO. This, depending on your good provider, could range from $500, usually $1,000 to $2,000 a month. So it may require your company to be in a slightly bigger position for you to actually afford to do this. This actually allows you to rank on Google Maps. If you don't want to invest money at all, the best thing you can do is just open a Google business profile and just start collecting reviews like your life depends on it. That will go a long way in helping you get leads from Google Maps. This will help you get consistent leads organically, and this is also a long-term asset. The people that crush it in every service business always have many more reviews than all of their competitors. Their competitors would have anywhere from 100 to 200, and I've seen people that beat them by a mile. They have 600, 700, and those guys always get the quotes because people want to work with someone who's done it in the past and has proven to do good work. So this can also work for you for years to come. Another method to get leads is to do something called local service ads. So this is similar to AngiesList, where you're paying per lead, but you're only paying when someone actually calls you. So it's the other way around. You don't get charged until someone calls your phone number. So it's a lower risk than Google ads. So there's normal Google ads, that's usually a bit more complicated to set up. I don't really recommend it for beginners, but local service ads is very easy to set up. And again, if you run local service ads, you don't have the same problem as AngiesList. These people call you and you only get charged when they call you. You're not sharing leads with 6 other contractors fighting to answer at the earliest moment. None of that situation is happening. By the way, if you want our team to build the foundation, that means the website, the Google business profile, the reviews, and also help you rank top 3 on Google Maps within 90 days, I'll put a link in the description to work with us. You can book a call with my team, and you'll work with me and my team to do this for you. So, bottom line, is AngiesList worth it? For some people, yes, very few, again, if they're tracking and they're doing everything properly, but for most people, I would say no. That's because leads can cost 2 to 3 times more than methods. You're sharing the leads. Usually, if you do get a lead, they may not even answer, and it forces you to compete on price. So again, the better path is to spend that money into a website, Google Maps, or getting reviews, doing local service ads. These will compound. These will work with you over time. Even if you're making $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, $5 million a year, your website will still be there, making you more money. You're not always spending into it. That may or may not get you a return. So if you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comment down below. I will personally answer them myself, and I will see you guys in the next one.